Hello, I'm Fraser Palamara, and today I'm joined in the studio by Steve Garwin of Belararox. Steve, you've recently joined the company as Chief Technical Advisor. Can you tell me a bit about what attracted you to the company and its TMT project?
Thank you, Fraser. I began my role as Chief Technical Advisor of Belararox just this January, but I've been working with the group since April last year. One of the reasons I was passionate about joining the team formally is I've known some of the members, such as Jason Ward, who was a director and the fellow who assembled the package of tenements called the TMT package in Argentina. I've worked with Jason for 15 years. And Jason and I were involved in the discovery of the giant Tier 1 Apala porphyry copper gold deposit in northern Ecuador. I like the team. I like the management. They have the capability to make a discovery. The TMT project lies in a prospective part of the Miocene magmatic belt of northern Argentina, Ecuador. The existing deposits there include Veladero, Pascualama, Filo del Sol, and Josemaria. All these deposits are full of copper and gold, and many of them, although they're on a north-south trending belt, they lie upon northwesterly trending cross structures, Fraser, that continue all the way from Argentina to the Chilean coast, and they focus deposits along these structures. The TMT projects, Toro, Malambo, and Tambo Sur, they show satellite-deduced hyperspectral anomalies. Okay, this is basically alteration you can see from space. These signatures of these anomalies are quite consistent to what we find at Filo del Sol, major copper gold discovery, and Veladero, a major gold mine. So that's quite interesting. The field work to date has confirmed that these satellite-deduced alteration signatures actually exist in outcrop, which bodes well for future exploration.
And Steve, you have extensive experience as an exploration geologist in the teams of several copper gold discoveries that are quite major discoveries. Can you tell me a bit about that?
I can. During the last decade, I participated in major copper gold discoveries in Ecuador and in Chile. In Ecuador, that's with SolGold as their chief technical advisor, and the company discovered the giant Tier 1 Apala porphyry copper gold deposit, which has more than 3 billion tons of ore, Fraser, that contains more than 22 billion pounds of copper, 23 million ounces of gold, and more than 90 million ounces of silver. So that's a lot of metal. And in addition to that, the company found two more deposits, one near Cascabel, Apala in North Ecuador, and one 500 kilometers to the south in southern Ecuador. The combined resources of these two deposits is 1 billion tons of ore. Now, the exploration team at Belararox includes some of the same geologists that found those three deposits for SolGold in Ecuador. So they know what to look for. They know how to make a discovery. As chief technical advisor for Hot Chili in northern coastal Chile, we've done a drill delineation of a major copper gold moly porphyry called Cordillera, and it forms part of a project that contains more than 1 billion tons of ore. I've also was involved with the early geological understanding of the Hemi gold discovery made by de Grey, which is intrusion hosted in the Pilbara Craton, Western Australia. The key ingredient, Fraser, to all these discoveries is good old-fashioned geology. So mapping and core logging using a method called the Anaconda method, which encourages the geologist to focus on the key variables that lead to discovery, and then, of course, in interpreting that. So this enhanced understanding of the geology provides the context for the interpretation of geochemistry, geophysics, satellite-based remote sensing, such as the hyperspectral I referred to, satellite topography. So in essence, the application of science can lead to discovery.
So Steve, tell me about the role you will now play as Chief Technical Advisor for Belararox and what that's going to entail.
Well, my main role, Fraser, is to guide and provide technical direction in exploration. This includes interpretation of satellite data, regional data, but most importantly, the data collected by the geologists in the field. Discoveries are made in the field. So we'd like to focus on geological mapping and geochemical sampling, selective and systematic, and map important parameters related to porphyry, copper, and epithermal deposits, such as sulfide mineral abundance, fracture abundance, quartz vein presence, the distribution of intrusions and faults. All these provide critical vectors to where a porphyry center might occur. We plan to develop 3D geochemical and geological models based upon this data. Again, the idea is to vector towards potential porphyry centers that can be drill tested. Now, I have had one visit to the field, and that was last October, where we basically designed and outlined what the program should be based upon the geology we saw in the field and the particular physiography of this part of the Andes. Future visits will be in late February and onwards, and these will include a review of the key prospects, Toro, Malambo, and Tambo Sur, with the aim of assisting the team in integrating the data collected, which ideally will also include magnetic surveys and electrical surveys to determine the magnetic and electrical properties of the rocks, to integrate that with the geological mapping and geochemistry to define drill targets. So, in summary, I'm looking forward to my interaction with BRX, Belararox, on the TMT project in Argentina, and I'm just pleased to be involved.
Steve, it's all very exciting. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Fraser, for having me on Stockhead.